It's easy to stage a vacant home, but you can also use a staging service while the owners or tenants are still living on the property. Adriana Torres, owner of Stag and Amaze, walks you through the nuts and bolts of staging a home and how it impacts the sales process on this episode of the podcast, which begins right now.
You're listening to The Royal Palmcast, the show about all things real estate. From the production studios of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association in Fort Myers, Florida, here's your host, Jim Sanville.
Welcome to the Royal Palmcast. I am indeed your host, Jim Sanville, and boy, do I love that music. I've been humming that for the last 24 hours in anticipation of recording this show.
Indeed you have.
Jerry, is that you, Jerry?
Indeed it is.
Wow, yeah, thank you for playing that song every week and every break.
You are so welcome.
And every end of show. It's a really, really cool song. Adriana probably thinks I'm nuts because she may or may not have heard any music, but
by the time this airs, she'll hear it.
Playing in my head, believe me. Believe me. Anyway, my name is Jim Sanville. We're here to talk about real estate, specifically about home staging. This is the second of three shows we will have done with Adriana Torres. Adriana is founder and owner of Stag and Amaze in Fort Myers, Florida, as you might have guessed. And she's here. Welcome, Adriana.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
I almost called you something else. Have people messed up your name ever? Adrienne?
All the time.
What do you get?
Andrea. If I say my name the way it should sound in Spanish, which is Adriana, they'll call me Andrea. So I just say Adriana, and then...
You don't ever Americanize it, do you? Adriana.
Sometimes, I guess, depending.
Yeah. All right. And anyway, any event, we will talk more about staging right now. And I want to get into the nuts and bolts of staging, the nitty gritty, the process, and how it all works. So let me start with this. Just describe the difference between staging an occupied and a vacant home.
That's a good one. It's a big difference. So an occupied home, let me start with a vacant home. Like the name says it, the house is empty. So empty homes look like sad, soulless homes, really. So when we provide the furnishings, they suddenly have personality and have that potential to connect emotionally. So vacant homes are really our specialty. That's what we do, I would say 70% of the time. We'll create a design based on our property preview. We'll come see the house, finishings, the colors, the flooring, cabinets, etc., and just put all the design elements together so that in the end, the stage will look beautiful and appealing. So that's a vacant stage. An occupied stage is a property that's either furnished, not necessarily owners living there, but the property is furnished, or the owners live in the home. And of course, they have their own furnishings. So in this case, it's a lot different than a vacant home, because in a vacant home, we can paint a white canvas, pretty much the way we think it should go. But with an occupied home, we have to work with the elements that are there and modify them to the level that we know it's going to sell the property. So in that case, in most cases actually, what we recommend is for the owner to do a lot of prep work before we come into the property to stage it. And by that, I mean maybe working on colors of the walls, decluttering, going through their closets, moving things out. It's not something that we do, but it's appropriate to prepare ahead of listing.
So often people are painting before you even come in.
Correct.
Wallpapering, whatever they're going to do, or new floor.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if the house, for example, is 15 years old and it's never been painted, probably the paint job is in order, just because it's going to make the home look fresher, more appealing, more up to date, and it actually even changes the smell of a home. It's amazing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So we make all those recommendations of what the seller needs to take care of during our property preview, and we also tell them what items of their own furnishings we can definitely use and what items we should supplement. So in many cases, for example, they have a dining table and chairs that is really dated. Well, we can normally use the table and we would replace the chairs with our inventory. Artwork is really easy to fix. Most of the artwork, not all the time, but in many homes that we see in the area, the artwork is heavy, dark, and dated. So removing that and updating it with our own up-to-date artwork makes a big, big difference. Bedding, for example, dark and heavy. Sometimes, the bedding that matches the curtains and the valance, well, that was when the house was built, maybe 15 years ago. It's not what sells homes anymore these days. So we make all those recommendations of what the owner needs to get ready before we come to actually stage the house. So on staging day, we'll bring our truck, our furnishings, our artwork, rugs, pillows, and transform the home using part of the homeowner's furnishings and providing some of our own inventory.
So once you bring your stuff in, that's it, right? You just wait until the house sells or listings removed?
Yes. We wait until, they start showing the property, they get an offer, and when the house is under contract and hopefully their contingencies have cleared, we come and remove.
Now, the last show, we talked a little bit about when you remove the furniture, what's the best point, but in case people haven't listened to that one yet, when is the best time for you to remove the furniture?
Once you complete your inspection and appraisal. Once that is good to go, you don't have any issues, the buyer is not backing out, that's safe to remove.
Yeah, so the house is going to generate better offers as a stage home. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, what happens if you go in and the owner has dated appliances, for example? Can you work with that, or?
In that case, what we recommend them to do, along with the realtor who's listing the property, is to take a look at what's selling in the neighborhood. If most of the homes have up-to-date appliances, then probably new appliances should be brought in. It depends on the price point of the property as well, but in many cases, an appliance package, is not a huge investment compared to how much the kitchen is going to look, how much better it's going to look.
Okay. Now, just take it back a couple of steps. What should you look for if you're choosing a staging company, if you're a realtor or a home seller?
So make sure it's a company that can show their portfolio. What have they done? How long they've been in business? Make sure it's a company that is trained and certified. The home staging industry is not a regulated industry, so technically anybody can read a book or watch a show and start staging a home.
Or neither.
Yeah, exactly.
Or worse, yeah.
Yes. So make sure that whoever you're hiring is a company that has gone through some training, that has, a portfolio that you can check their online reviews. That's always a great way to see who you're going to work with. Ask your realtor. A lot of realtors have already partnered with staging companies, and they can recommend a good reputable staging company. But I would say most of all, check their portfolio. A good staging company will own their own furnishings. They're not going to be renting through third parties. Insurance is a big one in case something happens. While they're staging your home, if they damage your home, if they leave a cable and one of your visitors trips over that, well, that could turn into a legal issue pretty quickly. So make sure that they're insured and that they have proof of their work.
Now, so in your business, there are no certifications or designations, no initials after your name at all?
No, not that are mandatory to conduct or to perform in the industry. Anyone can do staging, but there are three main associations, I guess, that have taken the leadership of the industry. So any home stager that belongs to any of those associations, one is RESA, the Real Estate Staging Association. The other one is IHOSP, the International Association of Home Staging Professionals. And the third one is HSRA, the Home Staging and Redesign Alliance. So any home stager that belongs to any of those three associations is more likely a serious staging company.
So you're a member of all of those?
I was a member of all of them. Right now, I am really partnered with HSRA.
Okay. All right. Now, tell me about this. We talked about in the last show virtual staging, and that's not something that you do. Clearly, it's something done with software, and I'm guessing typically by the realtor. But when I look at a listing and I see a room that's beautifully decorated, and I can't tell if it's virtual or real, but there usually is a giveaway, and that's the TV on the wall, which looks like someone has stretched it out laterally so that it's an impossible shape.
Yes.
Do you see a lot of that, and what causes that?
I'm not sure exactly what causes that when it comes to virtual staging. I guess it's done with their software and whatnot. I have seen some amazing, really, really well done virtual staging that really tricks you into thinking, it's real furniture. And I've seen some really bad virtual staging. Yeah. So whichever way you go, I would say, if you're going to use a virtual staging company, just make sure that check their portfolio of projects that they've done so that it doesn't look fake, because it's very easy, like you point out the TVs, it's very easy to tell, well, this is not real. And like we talked about in the last show, the emotion is not there when potential buyers come through the door of these virtually staged properties. They're
walking into a sterile environment rather than that warm, inviting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see pieces of furniture that are out of scale relative to each other, and again, that's kind of a tip off.
Yes.
So if are your services typically recommended and procured by a realtor, or does the owner work with you directly?
I would say 80% of the times is the realtor who initiates the contact to us. So they are the ones doing the research for their listings of a reputable staging company. I've seen a lot of realtors are more educated now. When it comes to home staging, they understand the benefit and the value that it brings and how it makes their job easier, of course. So they take the initiative to suggesting that to their clients. But in many other cases, it is the client itself who says, okay, I want to stage this property and I want a couple of quotes. But to answer your question, it's the realtor who reaches out to us, but it is the client that we conduct business with. So they are 90% of the times the ones that are paying for our services.
Speaking of paying for it, how is your fee settled? You cut a check at closing, or how does that work?
No, so we collect 50% of the staging fee when we sign the contract, and the balance is payable from the seller.
Okay.
And the balance is payable once we complete the stage on staging day. I'm seeing more and more realtors that are paying the staging fee out of their pockets as a marketing service to their listings.
Really maximize that potential.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good service if you can add that kind of value to a transaction.
And they are such big believers in the value that it brings to the table, and it's going to speed up the selling time, of course, but it's not only going to do that in a hot market where properties are selling in 2 days, but it's going to maximize the amount that they can sell it for, and that's what is key.
Now, I know you're a big fan of the modern coastal furniture design. Is that typically what you would use, modern coastal in staging a home, or is it all different?
It is all different. We own our own inventory, and each property that we walk into is different. We have the new construction homes that have that more modern or coastal sometimes feel, and then we have a lot of traditional homes in the area. So we can't really stage a traditional home with coastal furniture because it would clash. So we have having our own inventory has allowed us to really tailor our design specifically to that home, so that it is well put together, so that the design is great and it will sell the property quicker.
So you've got that warehouse full of sofas, chairs, tables, paintings, you name it.
For every kind of house and every different taste.
But you don't do any fixtures, like how about pendant lighting? You wouldn't do that in the kitchen.
We don't do, because once we do, if we did those, they would become part of the property.
No, maybe you could, and just charge them for it. Right?
Well, there are some times when our clients say, well, I've renovated my kitchen, but I don't know what fixtures to bring. So can you make a suggestion? So definitely we can make a suggestion, but we don't provide that as that item as part of our rental list.
I gotcha. All right, Adriana, lots more questions coming at you, but I want to give you a chance to take a quick break, and we're going to do just that. After a brief message, we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Josh Cadillac, and you're listening to the Royal Palmcast.
Hi, I'm Kim Swanson. You're listening to the Royal Palmcast.
I'm Bill Steinke, and you're listening to the Royal Palmcast.
You buy insurance for your car and for your home. Why not for your business? Hi, I'm Kevin Besser, your Director of Public Policy. RPAC is the political arm of the Realtor Association, advocating for realtors and issues important for homeowners. In other words, insurance for your business. We need your help and support to protect your business and the rights of property owners. All it takes is $20 to insure your business and to protect the rights of homeowners. For more information or how to invest, please contact me at kevin@rpcra.org.
Have you ever wanted to write for a professional production or be on camera, reporting on real estate-related topics? Are you a member in good standing with the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association? Well, here's your chance to shine. We're looking for new talent who think they have what it takes to participate in video segments or other media production for the association, upcoming events, classes, special projects, and podcasts. We need members who can provide subject matter, script writing, appear in videos, and more. We rely on professional level commitment, and we're big on deadlines. We need volunteers who can consistently meet or beat deadlines on any project to which they commit to keep our program schedule on track. Although this is purely voluntary, it's a wonderful opportunity to get your name out there and perhaps even build your business. If you can provide topical and engaging story ideas that would be of interest and value to our members, if you're able to submit written scripts regularly and on time, if you're an RPCRA member in good standing who's interested and think you have what it takes, we want to hear from you. Follow us on the RPCRA Facebook page and read your Member Weekly newsletter for a link to the application and information forms. Once we receive your completed forms, we'll follow up with you. We'd love to see or hear samples of your work on camera, on microphone, or in print. So please be sure to include samples or links when you apply. We may invite you to attend an on-camera audition session in our Fort Myers studio. For additional information, email shows@rpcra.org. Thank you and good luck.
Welcome back to the Royal Palmcast. I am Jim Sanville with Jerry Johnson.
That's me.
We are talking with Adriana Torres from Stage and Amaze in Fort Myers, Florida. She stages and she amazes. Can you believe that?
She does some amazing staging, I'll tell you that.
There is some real value in that value proposition. Now, speaking of value, Adriana, people, when they consider hiring you, they say, well, is it too expensive? I don't know if I can afford it. What do you tell them? What's your elevator pitch when they talk about price versus value?
So the main thing we tell them is the investment in staging is less than your first price reduction. And when you do the number, I mean, what's the average price reduction amount? Between $3,000 to $5,000, if not more.
You're good.
We've been doing this for a while.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
When you think about it, an average price cut is $5K. The investment is in staging. You're going to be surprised, and that's one of the things that why a lot of people are hesitant to contact a staging company is they think it's so much money. I'm not going to have, I'm not going to be able to pay these, but in reality, is not. So
less than 5,000.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, it depends. There's some staging companies that will tie you up to a 3-month contract. Like I said in the previous show, I think we do it on a monthly rental just because the success of our clients is our success. We stage homes with the purpose of helping the sellers and realtors sell those properties in the shortest amount of time. So if we're charging them for a 3-month period when they can sell it in 2 weeks, then it kind of goes exactly.
In a hot market, that's not a good value. Yeah. So you're like the landlord. It's month to month.
Yeah, month to month.
Gotcha. All right. Now, it seems to me staging has really became popular 30 years ago. I don't know, but it was not around, as far as I know anyway, when I was much younger. How long has staging been around? Where did the movement begin?
I would say it's been around about 25 to 30 years. Yes, you're right. Where the movement began, I am not exactly sure, and you got me there.
Let's say you started it.
I wish.
She invented it.
She's a trendsetter.
I don't know exactly where it started. However, it's a relatively new industry, so to speak, but it's fastly growing. Becoming so common. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. I don't want to miss anything you have to say, but is this something that's done only in the U.S., North America, or is this done around the world?
No, it's actually, of course, U.S. and Canada, I would say, are the biggest countries. Europe. A lot of staging in Europe. Actually, part of our annual events with the home staging and redesign industry brings a lot of people from other countries that are starting. I would say the staging industry in Europe is a little bit behind compared to our industry here, but they come here just to learn about the industry and how to grow the business and how to better serve clients. So I would say it's an industry that's definitely growing international, and I've started to hear this in South America as well. So, yep.
Now, your family was not in the staging business. You told us in the last show you got into this on your own.
Correct.
After a background in business. Did you work in HR?
I did work in HR, yes. And no, my family is totally different industry in South America. They're in the clothing industry.
Really?
So yeah, totally different. I really never had any design background. I just learned as I went with with the market needs. But here we are.
And you've been doing this at Stag and Amaze for 11 years, correct?
10 years.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how big is your staff?
So we have a full-time designer, 2 logistics, in-house logistics, which we are so grateful for them. I had some movers at some point, external movers. It doesn't work as great as when you train your own staff and you tell them exactly what to expect. So we have 2 logistics, an assistant stager, and we recently added a new salesperson who is going to actually start next week. So I'm really excited about that. So she will be the new face, let's say, reaching out to a lot of realtors, probably doing presentations and just staying in touch.
Kind of turbocharge the business, huh?
Yes.
Do you do the sales now? Is that all on your shoulders?
Yes, it's all on my shoulders. Sales, office, purchasing, training. So I think part of our next step for growth and to better serve our realtors is going to be these key person, sales and marketing. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to guess you will stage any property, large or small, correct? What's the smallest one you've ever done?
The smallest one was probably an 1,100 square feet home here in Fort Myers.
Condo?
No, it was a single family home.
My first house was that small.
Yeah, mine was 900, come to think of it. Yeah.
Actually, no. No, that's not right.
It was smaller?
Yes, it's actually it's an apartment. It's actually just furnished, still furnished for one of our builder partners, and it's a studio. So that's the smallest one. It should be about 800.
Now, how big is the biggest house you've staged?
Probably 6,000 square feet.
6,000. How many rooms are in that house?
Oh my gosh, we didn't stage
bedrooms.
the whole house, but they had around 6 bedrooms.
6 bedrooms,
I think.
So how many of the rooms are you staging in a house that size?
So in that house, we staged the whole first floor. It was a beautiful home in Naples. Yeah. Whole first floor, the lanai, and 2 master suites. So probably half of the house was staged.
Wow.
A little more than half. Mm-hmm.
Are most of your clients in Lee County, Collier, a mixture?
It's a good mix. We do a lot of business in Naples, a lot.
Marco Island as
Marco Island. Yep. We just did a house last week that went under contract in 2 days. Marcos is another spot. Cape Coral, Fort Myers. We go to Punta Gorda. We've gone as far as Sarasota, not for regular business, but for a specific client that asked us to go up there.
Now, it must be a point of pride for you when a house sells in 2 days that you have staged, that you had something to do with that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because it fulfills our mission of really helping sell properties fast and for more. So, that's what we want to hear. We don't want houses that linger around forever, because then I start to worry. Did we do something? Did we not fulfill the the needs?
But these days, I'm guessing you don't have that concern.
No. House that we stage, house that goes under contract.
Yeah. No, in the COVID situation that we're in now, I think the conventional wisdom is that when things clear up from COVID, there's going to be some pent-up demand. It's a lot of listings coming out of the market. You're going to have to kind of grow more, right?
I think so.
I think so.
I hope so. But we'll be ready. We're always planning ahead. Of course, our business goes hand in hand with what happens in real estate. So we're always looking at what's happening, so that we are ready to serve the needs.
Mm-hmm. You must have a strong stable of realtor clients and people you've worked with time and time again, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Clients like, realtors, builders. Yeah. We have a good amount of builders and investors. They renovate those properties, and those are tricky because a lot of times we see investors who completely remodel a home, an old home, and those are very tricky because they tear down walls, they open up spaces, and when they have the result of that remodel is really hard to visualize empty because it wasn't created with that specific, floor plan in mind. So it's key to furnish those homes when they've been remodeled big time.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking at your website, I see that you offer 3 levels of service. You
Correct.
Own, what are they called again?
Lovely, stunning, and amazing.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. That's the top of the heap, right?
Yes.
What's the difference between lovely, stunning, and amazing?
So the lovely, we normally recommend that for properties priced under $450,000 for clients who are on a budget. It brings more modest scale furnishings, less fluffiness in the bedrooms and pillows, more modest art. It will still look great, and we have some examples on our website, but it's more for a budget conscious kind of client. And then our middle package, which is the stunning, which is our most popular package, it will bring bigger consoles, bigger artwork, framed artwork, and whatnot. And then the amazing, the stunning, is recommended for properties between 500 to $1 million, about in that range. And then the amazing is luxury properties. In many cases, we have to pre-order the furnishings that are going there because we can't bring any, our daily stuff to a $5 million home. So those have to be pre-ordered.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, we could go on and on and on, just as we did in the last show, but I'm going to have to bring it to a close here, sadly. But good news is we're going to have you back one more time.
Right.
And I'll get to ask you my questions.
Very good news.
Jerry, save up your questions too.
Saving them.
I know you've got some. Adriana, I want to thank you. Adriana Torres, thanks for coming in.
You are so welcome. Thank you for inviting me over.
Hey, how do people get in touch with you if they want to do so?
So they can give us a call, 239-228-3951, or they can go to our website, stageandamaze.com.
A-N-D,
A-N-D.
not ampersand.
Correct.
Gotcha. Jerry, did you get that phone number?
I got it.
All right, because I have a feeling there's some design/staging things going on in your life that you may want to take advantage of.
Don't want certain people to hear that right now.
We don't want, does a certain person listen to this show?
Sometimes, depending on the guest.
By the way, lovely, stunning, and amazing. That's the same way I described my first 3 girlfriends. And every one of them was my favorite. Adriana, thanks again. I don't want to keep going on and on about that stuff.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerry, thank you for doing a great job again.
Oh, thank
thank you for doing a wonderful hosting job, Jim. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Podcasting's Jerry Johnson, everybody.
Thank you.
Jerry Johnson, thank you. Hey, and I want to thank Beata Jones. Beata is our CEO. She is supportive, and we would invite you to call us at the Realtor Association here in Fort Myers anytime. But you can send us an email as well at shows@rpcra.org and tell us your ideas for topics, questions, things you want to hear about in the real estate world, and we will take a look. We'd love to hear from you. Again, that's shows@rpcra.org, and we will get right back to you. Again, my name is Jim Sanville. I want to thank you for listening, and we'll look forward to talking with you again next time.
Thanks for listening to the Royal Palmcast. Be sure to listen again each week. Share and subscribe on your favorite podcast app or YouTube. And be sure to check out our sister podcast, Realtor Riff Rap, and our video news show, Realtor's Corner, which can be found on the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association Facebook page and YouTube channel. For information about sponsorship opportunities for this and other RPCRA productions, email us at shows@rpcra.org. This has been a production of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association.